Let's get out there, everybody. It is almost 6:13 on this Wednesday morning, halfway through the work week. Got to look out for some slippery stretches. We did get a coating of snow in the overnight in Grand Rapids. Couple areas, as we expected, got a bit more than that. And there are still some flurries and light snow showers, especially once you get closer to the lakeshore. We will take a look at that radar in just a moment. Look at these temperatures, though. Lower 20s. And we're probably only topping out around 24 or 25 today. So this is going to be a definitive shift towards some colder weather versus what we've had recently, but it just won't last long. And that's been the case recently. We get these cold lobes to come down and they're out of here 24 hours later. Anticipate that to be the case as we return to the 40s already on Thursday. I do think there will be some breaks for sunshine, by the way, coming out this afternoon. So today, not all lost. At least we do get a little bit of sunshine to show face as we go forth. Temperatures, well, they're colder on the other side of the lake. This is a pretty typical phenomenon. You get an Arctic lobe to drop southward and Lake Michigan protecting us a little bit. 14 in Milwaukee. It's more like the low to mid 20s locally. That is a really cold reservoir of air. It's just that it's not coming down and camping out for long. It'll be swinging through this afternoon, and by tomorrow morning already some of those 20s and 30s will be lifting back into southwest lower Michigan. Current temps again, take a look. 19 in Big Rapids, 20 in Fremont, a northwest breeze that is fairly substantial, about 10 to 20 miles per hour and gusting even higher at times. That means wind chills are down into the upper single digits to the lower teens, depending on where you are at. Now, let's talk about the weather headlines. It'll be milder tomorrow, as mentioned, into the 40s again. Some drizzle will develop later in the morning into the afternoon, and not a complete rain out on Thursday, not even close, but there will be some drizzle, perhaps a light shower for a few of us once we get into Friday. More of the same. Later in the evening, heading into early Saturday morning, a swath of some heavier moisture will arrive. That'll be in the form of rain, as we will be warm in the lower 40s. But then at some point on Saturday, there likely will be a switch to ice and perhaps over to snow. The details still unclear as to when exactly that happens and how much of the ice and snow we would receive, but it does look like we will get some. So stay tuned to the forecast as we go forward. There's going to be a battleground between above normal temperatures down to the south and some colder air building in the nation's midsection and then heading northward towards the U.S.-Canadian border over the next 7 to 10 days. And eventually some of that will start to come down by the middle of next work week, but we've still got several days to go before we get to that. Anytime you bring Arctic air down on northwest winds this time of year, you do get this lake influence. So we will have a few light snow showers and scattered flurries to contend with. Just another dusting or light coating, though, where those are most prevalent this morning. Lakeshore flood advisories that go until 11 a.m. So we are keeping our eyes on those. And let's go to the model. We've got a lot of clouds around this morning. Eventually we will break those up a bit, especially for inland locations this afternoon. Winds will shift to the south and become quite brisk on Thursday. So quickly temperatures will return through the 30s into the lower 40s. By day's end, some drizzle develops tomorrow, a pattern of drizzle and light rain on Friday. And then watch as a greater amount of moisture starts to lift northward. Later Friday into Saturday, that'll be a really rainy period, perhaps even some heavy rain at that time. And then we switch over to some ice and snow at some point during the afternoon on Saturday. Rain amounts could be pretty dramatic, though, around 1.5 inches, maybe even more before we turn over to ice and snow. But, you know, even behind this system, it gets milder again Monday and Tuesday before perhaps a much colder period by the middle of next week.